The CrossFit Open is around the corner, and here is my guide for you to improve your double unders. First thing you need to consider is controlling the rope, okay? You need to be in control of this movement. Ideally, first things first is trying to get your single unders down. So you've got one, a power jump, and two, we're not going too quick, okay? Although it looks like the movement is a relatively quick movement, what you're looking at is a nice stable position and the rope moving underneath the body like so, with control. Number two is controlling the movement itself, looking at maybe doing some double unders and some singles, okay? Reason we do this is when we're doing the double and single, we're able to show control in the movement. So looks like this. Another factor is positioning of the rope. Ideally, what you're looking at is making sure the rope stays in this position as we do double unders. What you don't want is the rope to be too erratic, like so, because then what you're getting when you've got this small circle is small circles with the rope. So it's continuously doing the same thing over and over again. If we're then starting to move our hands in different positions, what you're going to tend to find is the rope is doing this, okay? And at some point, it's given the ability to be able to do this controlled. And if you've got one thing going one way and one thing going the other, at some point, they're going to meet and catch up, okay? Tends to find that that's when you trip over on the rope, okay? Secondly, also with that factor being said, when you're doing these double unders and we're moving our hands, as soon as we move our hands, the rope then starts to climb up your leg. So, for example, if you go wider, like so, at this moment the rope's here, we're staying controlled. As we go wider, it goes higher and higher above the legs, hence why you're tripping, okay? So it's all a matter of fact that you need to make sure that you're staying nice and controlled and staying in the right position the whole way through. And when you're doing it on the side, again, the small wrist movements with the hands. One of the most important factors is control. You need to be controlled in the movement. You don't want to be going too quick. And then from there, what you want to try and think maybe doing is something like the flight simulator, where you're increasing volume ever so slightly. Put it on its own. Practice. The time now, you're around about 140 days away from the Open. Now's to get the practice in and going away and just doing double unders consistently. 15 minutes. Practicing and moving, practicing the skill, okay? Once you're getting to the point where you're getting around about 30 reps, that's when I want you to try and think about changing the environment. So adding something that's going to complement the double unders, okay? Maybe something elevated heart rate, for example, a run and some double unders, okay? And then when you're getting better at that, because you're then increasing the stimulus, you're then going to change the stimulus to something like a kettlebell swing or a pull-up or toes to bar, something that's going to put the double unders under a little bit of pressure, okay? Then from there, you're then starting to look into classes, increasing volume, using the idea of maybe, okay, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sets of 30, even though the workout maybe is prescribed as 50. You're still scaling the movement down. You're putting the movement under a little bit of pressure, okay? Hope these tips help, guys, and it's our little quick guide to doing double unders. So guys, get practicing and make sure you get some good volume under your belts and see you at the Open.